I welcome my mentor. Do you want to remind me quickly your topic for today?
Empowering yourself and others.
Okay, so we
Empowering
go like that.
yourself and others.
Empowering yourself and others. Okay, so I will just want to talk a little bit about my mentor briefly because I think my mentor will not like me to say too much about him this morning. But I will still share that Professor TPS from India is a live mentor, safe science communicator, poet, author of many books, educationist, motivational speaker, psychological life, career counseling expert, image building, peak performance coach, spiritual master with a Himalayan tradition, conscious living, commune associate, an exponent on Indian heritage, philosophy, and many, many more. So permit me quickly to welcome Professor Dr. TPS Sasikumar from India. You are welcome, sir.
Namaste. Pranams.
Just to let you know, I might be in and out of because I've started since 9 and I need my breakfast to quickly. So I will be in the background, but
Yes. Good enough.
just you know that I will still ask more questions.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right. Thank you for your permission.
I know.
Hey, all is yours.
So great to be with the master class. Yesterday we were talking on SDG, and today I wanted to take cue from the title Mindset for Transforming Relationship Management, because today's topic is very closely related to, or it is synonym for, a mindset, transformational mindset, a mindset for changing your leadership style, empowering, and that empowerment is today's class. So transformational leadership mindset is, what is empowerment? So what today we are talking is the transformational leadership only, because it thrives, it is the basis, the flourishment of transformational leadership, the flourishment of the transformational leadership, the encouragement of the transformational leadership is based on how you empower yourself. And leadership is always taking care of the people around you, bringing them to higher and higher level. So empowering yourself, empowering others, that is what is most essential. Almost 14 hours back, that means yesterday midnight, I was talking to the youth of Liberia. What is lacking there is a great leadership. The civil war happened, ended almost 10 years back. But what happened today, or what is happening today? What has happened all these years? What is driving the requirement? The requirement is healthcare, food, basic requirements of clean water. All these are problematic because they themselves did not empower. It's not one individual. A group of people need to get empowered. So a leader don't ever have to think that I am the leader, I am great, all the other people have to be at the lowest level. No. Keeping them in the lowest level, very far from unreachable to the leader, is not the leader's job. Leader's job is bringing them up to the level of a leader. Every country have all these problems of educating themselves, bringing the people into higher thoughts only through education. So empowering one of the most primarily requirement is people have to become very dynamic, not passive. Leadership is not making the leader very active and all the other people are passive. It doesn't work. The individuals, the environment, all of them to contribute towards the growth of the group itself. So the leader, he himself get empowered. All the people around you have to move with you with a lot of energy, dynamic. The whole environment around you becomes so dynamic. Contribute whatever the best possible they have. So dynamic environment, dynamic individual, dynamic leadership, flourishing, contributing each other. The leader has to contribute to the growth of the people. The people have to contribute to the growth of the leader. So that is what the empowering yourself, empowering the people around you. Now let us see what are all the different things ones have to take in mind when we talk about empowering yourself. You should have a mindset which is for growth. The power is based on the knowledge, based on the wealth, based on the wisdom, based on the physical conditions, intellectual, emotional, social, spiritual, all the fivefold development. I have to empower people with a physical state in which I can work as much as I want. An emotional control, emotional attachment, considering people around you, taking care of, socially attached. So my communication has to be good, my ways of dealing has to be good, I should have sufficient knowledge. All these abilities have to be developed. So that is what is growth. Growth in physical conditions. So food, shelter, water, healthcare, all that becomes part of the basic requirements for the physical requirement. I need a house, I need a shelter. That is what growth is. That is what empowerment is. The people are empowered means all of them have a shelter, all of them have sufficient food, all of them have good dress to wear. Then the next one is whether you have got empowerment in terms of intellectual matters, education. Whether you have got good environment in which people are happy. The happiness index have to be grown higher. So some countries are very happy, some countries are not at all happy. Believe your abilities, develop yourself through lot of community effort. So the gathering together, working together, socially committed, all that makes people to contribute to each other. That needs a lot of efforts on learning. Challenges will come when there is a change in the situation. Look at the opportunities to grow. Understand the mindset for growth means look all the opportunities around to find out. So this growth mindset means taking care of not mine. My physical conditions are great. Yesterday also I was telling. It is not SDG doesn't mean the sustainable means I become rich. No. When I have got sufficient requirements can be met with all that need which I have. We were describing the difference between need and the want. So what is the growth mindset? When I am satisfied with my want, I have got more and more and more and more want will come. But am I taking care of the need of the people beside me? That is empowering others. So supporting others in the equivalent way. As I am growing, I also take care, the other also will grow up. And then when you reach to the little more higher, emotional, intellectual, physical, social, you become so high where you understand yourself. Yeah, these are my problems. These are my weakness. Yesterday, my sister Queen Elizabeth was talking about the soft analysis. The strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. This is what is awareness. I know I can aware myself, understand my strength, understand my weakness, understand my values, understand my role, understand my goal, understand what motivates me, what I can use for motivating the people around me. This self-knowledge is what is the fuel for effective leadership. The effective leader is one who understands what others require and then support them in the real requirement. When take care of things well in advance, put everything in place, be disciplined, and be self-aware. This is what I lack. Probably somebody is suggesting me to do this. Let me do that, which will work better. Understanding and recognizing this is the growth path which I have to take is what is exactly required. So your strength, understand what is required, understand what extra care I have to take, where is my weakness, what is that I am lacking, what is the value system which I am lacking, so that when I add those, my path becomes a little more better and clearer. That self knowledge, and then making others to realize this is what you have to take care. That is what the leader's job. But it needs a good environment. People should recognize you as leaders. Everybody around you need not have that ability to realize what is your ability. Maybe you don't have that harmony with the people. You are demanding, and that demand is not applicable or acceptable to others. Therefore, they are not ready to learn and change. They are in the same boat always. They don't take care of things as it has to be taken care of. So the continuous learning doesn't happen. Everyone has to learn lifelong. If there is a mistake which has happened, probably you should see that this is how I must rectify. And that is what is learning. Be a lifelong learner, actively seeking from the past experience what is to be corrected. The adaptability, new innovation. A lot of change happens around my world. I will have to get accustomed to that. Get that ability to become more and more powerful, empowering others. Whatever I know, probably I will have to teach, tell them this is what is important, this is what you should do it, this is what you should take care, this is what is lacking, probably this is what you should add. All that happens only when you delegate a task, match the strength individual have, provide them the sufficient clear expectations. This is what you can expect, don't expect more than this. But give them the freedom, the autonomy, and complete, coexist, understand. Coexisting is what is creating growth power for somebody. My growth is this. This is what technically I am good. Probably communication somebody else is good. So you have to coexist, not to compete with each other. Your ability has to be recognized. This is what you have. This is what the other person have. Therefore, give that authority to him. Give that responsibility to him. Share. Therefore, I am being empowered. You are also being empowered. Together, we become much stronger. That is what is supportive environment. It happens in the workplace. It happens in the home. It happens in the community. It happens in the any activity where you will have people to talk to each other. Today, you cannot be an island of thoughts. You have to be a people working together is most essential. For which the coexisting, defining expectations. You cannot, probably some people cannot be corrected, edited, deleted. You have to survive with them, but then tell them that, okay, this is what I expected, probably you are not doing it. But yes, if you wish that, or if you want, probably you can improve slightly, little better than this. That is what is empowering. Not that you can change people. Most of the people cannot be changed. Accept them. This is what they can do, but this is what I expected. Have a clear conversation, and then that conversation may be taken by positively. Some people reject it as it is and become arrogant. That is also possible. Therefore, what do you say? You don't have a supportive environment. So creating supportive environment, for which you need a safe place where people can work together, not fuel the comfort, but feel comfort. The fueling the comfort is what happens most of the time. It burns. No, feel comfortable, take risk, share ideas, learn from mistakes. This is what I should not have done. This is what I am supposed to do. So tell me what is that I could do for you. Take a suggestion. All on a sudden you decide this is what I am doing, but next moment you tell, no, I don't accept this. This is what I want. But earlier, just now you said this is what you wanted. What is the reason? Explain it thoroughly, so that you also take them into your line. Your line of thoughts have to come out as why so. Why did you start deciding? This is what we have decided together. Now all on a sudden you come and change this idea. What is that happened for you to change from this to this? That can be a feel of comfort, explaining the reason, explaining why it has happened, why it did not happen. That is what sharing ideas, learning from your discussions. Otherwise, you don't feel comfortable. Communication is not there. Supportive environment, always a leader must be able to communicate to others. Any person who is smaller or higher, Yukti yuktam upadeyam vachanam balakadapi anyatranamavatyajam apyuktam brahmakadapi. Logically explain, this is what I want. This is what logically correct. And then that logic is understandable, explainable, accept yes. Yeah, this is not correct, I admit. Let us go with the other options. So the a supportive environment in which there is a communication, every empowerment happens mutually. Leaders also get a lot of ideas from the subordinates. I get a lot of ideas from my students. Students teach me this is not correct. I am ready to learn. It is not that what I say is the ultimate word, not necessarily. We have to learn. But that has to have a logic. Just because I think this is what it is, no. That should not happen. So development opportunities are possible only when there is a team which is growing together. So providing sufficient training, mentorship, opportunities for advancement, invest your time, invest your logic, invest your ability, invest your paraphernalia which you have around you, the environment, what is that supported. So developing opportunities is the investing your growth, providing all that support which your people around you require sufficiently, give them sufficient ability to grow, realize, understand, all these are essential. Recognition and appreciation, acknowledge and celebrate all that what you get, individual and team achievements. People don't accept, sometimes they say that I am the leader, I did it. You cannot do anything alone. You have a team of people with you. So when you take recognition, don't share. And somebody who wanted to do little better than you, you push them down saying that no, you cannot do it. It's me, I am the boss, I decide what is to be done. So this is what happens. So recognition, you don't want to acknowledge others' help. You cannot motivate others. You don't foster somebody else. You don't have the sense of appreciating somebody else who contributed in your way. You don't understand what and how this person could do all this. What is the value system which he has got? What is the skill he has got? What is the attitude change which I need to have so that I can learn little bit of the skill, little bit of the attitude? This is what is real motivation is. Motivation is fostering the achievements, understanding what are the weakness, what is strength, what is attitude, what is skill, what is that environment he needs so that he can grow. As I got once upon a time, probably the leader got once upon a time, let me also give that much facility to my people who are really expecting such a difference and change. Not everybody can expect, not everybody is longing for that. They have got their own patterns, they move in their style. They don't even look at what others are doing. How is it my life can become socially active? How I can be of supportive to somebody else? Some people have always, there is a saying that some people are there always criticize. Government is useless. Government cannot do anything. All NGOs are doing. Understand, every country, every institution, every situation, every organization is run by a system. What happens is some people have got this ability to criticize. The system is wrong. Maybe you can criticize not the system. The people in the system could be wrong. The system must have been in place for a long time and some people have misbehaved, some people are not doing well. So all the time understand that person is not grown to the level in which he could be placed in that seat, therefore he is sitting in a place where he is not eligible. Everything around becomes so difficult, people around become so difficult to identify their problems, his problem, because the system is spoiled by the person sitting on the seat. It is very essential to understand what dignity you should have, what wisdom you should have, what style of communication you should have when you become in a power position. Relationship building with open communication doesn't happen from top to down most of the time. Therefore, what happens? The bottom people will start criticizing, not the boss. Sometimes it is the system, because he has been seeing so many people doing the same thing. That is how the next level people who are going to the top also think that this is how it has to work. System change doesn't happen, or the pattern doesn't change all on a sudden, because that's how he has grown up. So when you empower people, if the real value system is not handed over, the continuously the system gets spoiled. The first only individuals, some people get spoiled, but the system itself gets spoiled. And that is where the culture changes have to happen, political change has to happen. That's why we can see in some country there are a lot of geopolitical situations, business doesn't work, people are selfish, corruption is a routine thing which happens every time. That is because the system was good, but that needs to be changed. So there is a requirement of a leader who communicates to people, understand the culture, understand what is the change which we require, hear all the value systems, listen constructive feedback from people who are at the receiving end, and then say that, oh, this is what I am supposed to do, let me do that. And that becomes a collaborative approach. Encourage teamwork, make a lot of collaboration, make the perspective which very diverse, contribute to the problem solving environment, contribute to the skill development for the problem solving, create new methodology, new innovation, new style of working, harness all the changes what we can have, involving new people into the system. So there are a lot of collaboration from the higher level to lower level, one institution to another institution, one country to another country today, because we are a global village. There are a lot of possibility of international collaboration. We can understand this is what is happening in this country. Let me also get somebody who can talk. So we can have dialogues across the nation. Now we are sitting in different places, talking to people all across the globe. That is what is required. So when you talk to people for longer time, what happens is you get into a trust between individual to individual. Every nation to nation relationship happens only when individual to individuals are communicating. You get respect. You become more honesty. I am interacting with somebody, then I cannot have dishonest. You become more transparent. They understand what it means to this person to talk to him. You keep promises. I said tomorrow, this is what I am going to do. I am promised. Definitely, yes. You know that this person comes exactly at that time. So you have got discipline. You have got punctuality. You keep words. You keep promises. You are ready for tolerating. You are ready for small discomforts for somebody else to become little more comfortable. And that is the treatment which everyone with respect, regardless of position, whether you are high position or lower position. You don't make somebody to wait for you. It happens a routine thing for many people. Not that I wait for somebody else have to wait for me. I have to have the discipline so that I accept the promises. When I am there, I'll tell you, assume that 2:30 I am supposed to join, I am not able to join, immediately I send 40 minutes, exact 40 minutes. And that 40 minutes becomes my schedule. That is where I am. And if you are not able to do that, what happens is you can't accept people, you can't schedule programs. So how do you grow? A professional growth is being professional. What is professionalism? Professional is then you have a word, keep your word. You have a promise, keep your promise. You have to give a talk, understand this is what I am supposed to speak. Half an hour I decided to speak, and this is what we have discussion time. Keep that time. What is what is professional. Otherwise, many activities happen in most of the developing countries, in most of the underdeveloped nations. What is happening is there is no value for time. There is no value for time for others. I understand. This is what normally says. I understand this is how it happens in this country. So then empowerment doesn't happen. The process is an event which happens. It has a standard, it has a decorum, it has a style, and it has got a capability to convince somebody, talk to somebody. Now assume I don't the promisingly, as promised, something doesn't happen, what will happen? All the people will become so lethargic. Assume that your place is very clean. What will happen next? When somebody, I get a small paper to be thrown, I cannot throw it because it will be shown. Assume my place as where I am going is not at all neat. What will happen? Even any small thing, I will like to throw it there because I am seeing a lot of dust around. Understood? So when the environment teaches you a lot of culture, so the culture is what creates the environment. Environment is what creates the culture. And how do I change this? You need a great leadership saying that this is not on. Let us make this change. And that is what is transformation. And what will happen? The transformation, when it happens, I am cleaning the place. What is great in cleaning the place? When I see that the place is clean, I will not put a waste small item also onto the floor. That is the mindset which I have got. So a small change by a leader, what happens, automatically changes the mindset of people. And that is what the transformation in the management. Got it? Assume that I have got a dustbin which is kept. I don't have a dustbin shown around. What will happen? I will not be able to throw it. So it is essential to keep dustbin at the right place, visible areas, so that I can throw it. So even when I put something in the dustbin has a cover, it makes a lot of difference. Because that is something which waste you are putting it as a cover, and removing the cover, I should not use my hand. I should have a pedal on which I can push so that the cap opens. See, this is a culture. This is a mindset. This is a transformation. This is a small change in the life which makes a lot of difference in the world. So this is what is essential. So this ignites. This is only a small thing. This is only a spark. Mindset is a spark. Action is what you see in the ground. And so many such actions together is what is your behavior. Everybody has got a character. I am coming from a background in which I lived like this. That's my basic character. Basic character is not what I am showing. My character keeps changing. No. My behavior keeps changing. The place in which I am there, I am ready to adjust so fast because I am seeing an environment in which I should not behave like this. I can behave like this. And that behavior, understand the word behavior. Behavior is what is the mindset which I am creating for dealing with such a situation. And that is good enough. And that over a period of time becomes my culture. That is why people are cultured people. Not by birth everybody is learning all the mannerism. If I take birth in a family wherein there is some sort of a culture, and some other place there is some sort of a culture, over and over a period of seeing who is around, what is around, how they are behaving, how they are dealing with the relatives, friends, public, environment, all that give me a mindset. And that mindset is a set of behavior, over a period of time. What I capture is what is my mindset. And that mindset, when I am able to influence people around me, that becomes my leadership mindset. And how do I get that leadership mindset? By empowering myself. And how is it possible? Physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual development. I cannot talk about the international problems, most advanced Internet of Things, augmented reality, when people are really starving. Their mindset is not on the environment growth, no, United Nations problems, all that SDG, all that is immaterial to them. Their basic mindset is, how do I get my dinner today? How do I get my drinking water today? How can you talk about Internet of Things and 4G, IR, OR, AI, augmented reality when you are really starving for a internet connection? Assume you don't have a smartphone. You talk about smart board and lecture on internet, Google Meet, Z-Meet and all that. I'm sure people will get bored. And they will feel, what is this person is telling? We are really starving. So the mindset is what is set by the environment in which you are there. So how do I get a leadership mindset? Empower people. Empowering with the digital scenario, empowering with minimum requirements, empowering with real care, safety, security, and political situation. All that matters. Your geopolitical situations, you are in a war situation. And how can somebody talk about happiness? They are really suffering. They don't even have food. You are talking about happiness, enjoyment, cinema. Say, I am doing a conference on cinema and entertainment. Can I do it in a place where somebody is really suffering with a war? No, I cannot do it. So, you can empower people for looking at what is that they require. So, how can I go and distribute food? I can go and distribute food only when my tummy is full. I must have food first. Assume I am not a happy person. How can I make others happy? I am not rich. How can I make others rich? There is a great saying, a joke. Somebody wrote a beautiful book. And what is that book about? How to make money, how to excel your business, and how to become rich in the world is the book he has written. So somebody asked why that book is not in the market. I couldn't publish because I didn't have money to publish it. So the book talks about how to make money, but he couldn't make money to publish his own book. What is that you are doing? So I cannot make somebody happy when I am not happy. I cannot feed somebody else when I am not fed. I cannot talk about this is how you have to dress up when my dress itself is not in decent style. I cannot talk about how discipline has to be there when I am not disciplined. Correct. I cannot talk about this is how the health care has to be taken. But my health itself is decaying. No, you should empower yourself. Then you can empower everybody around you. You have to. I cannot talk. I cannot communicate well. My English is too bad. Imagine I become an English teacher. What will happen? So empower yourself first to empower all the people around. That is what is leadership. That is the mindset. That is the change. That is the management. That is the relationship, which in the master class we are discussing. I am only reading the title there. Mindset for transforming leadership, management, relationship is what is essential. And in which the topic of empowerment is exactly the meaning. I cannot say SDG is exactly the meaning of mindset transformation. But empowering is a beautiful topic which I have chosen because I can just tell the title of the topic, the masterclass which we are upon is exactly empowerment. But understand the situations. I cannot talk to somebody who is really suffering, who have got a high injury. I cannot talk about dancing today because he has got an injury already, right? So how do I empower him physically, making him fit? So physical requirement is the base. So I need food, I need water, I need a shelter, I need a clothing. The next level, the requirement happens. I need a company whom I can share with. Next one, I need to get educated so that I can become more active in my world. I can think of earning myself. Then I have to connect to people so that socially I am becoming higher and higher. And the last one becomes self-actualization, where if somebody asks what Dr. TPS wants, I'll say I don't want anything. I don't want anything. I have got all this what I want in my life. My service is available to you. I can spend the time for you. Right. So that is what is self-actualization. So empowerment reaches in the Maslow's principle. If you look at it, the last term becomes self-actualization, self-realization. And that is where you have to serve the society and become totally dedicated for people. Empowerment ultimately becomes you don't require anything. First you require power, then you will say I don't want power. I want to become rich, then I give the money to somebody else, say I don't want money. You take it, you take it. First you learn everything and say I am ready to give you all the knowledge to you. You take it. That has to be the way. The empowerment ultimately reaches to a stage where the leader says I don't want anything. Not clinging to this position. Ask somebody else. I want my students to become knowledgeable. I want my students to become powerful. I want my people to become in the power. Let me not take the power. Let me take the back seat. Probably you can become an advisor. That's good enough. If they ask some suggestions, give it to them. That's good enough. This is what I have to add. I think I spoke good enough amount of time open to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor TPS Sasikuma, for sharing this valuable information about this empowerment. And you make me to realize, because when I was when I was when myself and other people, we were thinking, because sometimes we always have to ask ourselves, what topic do we want to share on our next masterclass? I know we've shared about business and entrepreneurship. I know for a whole year, even not 2 years, we've been talking about relationship. But I wanted something different. And I know that we are developing ourselves as transformational leader, because we are reaching out to all kinds of form of leaders. So when this now came to me to say, okay, let's go in to combine both leadership, management, and relationship together, I knew that Dr. TPS is going to come back to elaborate it for us. What I really meant with that theme of the master class. And now you have elaborated with us that, yes, we're talking about transforming. When you are transforming your leadership, you are saying to the world that you don't know it all and you are not perfect, and there will still be room for improvement. The same
Yes.
thing happens to management and also relationship. So we are learning every day, and that is why I cannot shy away from those keywords: mindset and transformation. That is the backbone of Yes You Can International. So even if I want to inspire, motivate, and mentor the youth, I know that this is my key words of mindset, transformation, and yes, you can become. So that is the main thing about yes, you can.
Yes, you
You
can.
have, and you have really encouraged us. And also, I like the way that you said that if you are not happy, how do you want to make others happy? Keywords. Because I've come to realize I'm not here to judge anyone, I'm just talking. For anybody that will be watching this video later, or you are with us on the platform, I've realized something in my own set of journey of life with my little years of being on earth. I've noticed that when people lead, some of them, I look at their lives, maybe probably I've known them, and I look at what they are talking about. It's absolutely opposite. Some people, they are very advocative. Some people are very accommodating. Some people are so overcoming. So overwhelming. But when you now see the way they are leading, it looks like it's opposite who they are. And I'm thinking, why will you change? Why will you have to change who you are when you are leading? I don't know if you really get the statement I'm talking. Why do you, say for instance, I've worked all my years with the directors of NHS, local government management board. I've worked with environmental agents. And when I look, because most of my work is personal development, I'm a personal assistant, personal secretary. So that means they open up to me if they want me to manage their lifestyle and their professionalism. So, and the questions keeps coming. This person is not like this. Why is so bossy? Why do you change and become bossy? This person is so simple in real life. Why do you now, you know what I'm talking about? Why do you change? Maybe you can throw light to that. Why do people change?
See, I have a book which the titled "Life Made Simple." The Life Made Simple is my book, which I wrote 2005, almost 20 years back. Everybody by birth is simple. Everybody by birth is simple. But what happens is when we become more and more sophisticated, when we learn philosophy, when you learn great things about life, you think this is how we have to be. So
Mm,
when we wanted to become somebody else, which is not in my environment, the way in which I have taken birth, genetically I am not that. Genetically, my gene has got a different pattern. I put myself into a different forum. What will happen? I will start becoming uncomfortable.
mm,
So I am acting more than being my own. I am acting. Really, people act.
mm,
When somebody gets into a position, they are acting. The prime minister is acting. Even if he has got an itching here, he cannot do this.
mm.
Because immediately tomorrow the press will show that during the talk he was doing like this.
They see what you act on, not
So
any.
what is simple? When I feel itching here, I must be able to do here like this.
Mm,
I am not having, because I am being trimmed by people. This is how you should do it. Got it? So sophisticating. I am becoming more and more sophisticated in my life as I go into one position to another position to another position. That is what is created out of me, which is really I am not. So some people become so comfortable. Some people become uncomfortable. Now that is why I said your basic culture, basic character is entirely different from what you behave in a different place. Assume that somebody from India goes to UK. I have got a meeting. I am not supposed to eat with my hand like this.
mm,
I am supposed to use
mm.
fork and then
Right.
spoon and all that. But that is not my genuine life. I am from a village where I was fed like this. I am eating like this. But I cannot do it in your place. You
Okay.
know what happens? People live in such a situation. The vacation, probably you are 1 year, 365 days, you stayed like this. Come back home immediately, you will go back to your originality.
Yeah. Mm,
Got it? But assume that I have a freedom. Even in your own place, I have that freedom. What do? I change myself. There is a very specific decorum in which I am supposed to dress up when I go to Prime Minister's meeting. Right? I have a black coat, black tie, black socks, black shoe, everything is same. This is how it is. But I was not comfortable because I am not a policeman. I am not a military person. I am a scientist. So what happened was I did not wear it. Let me get some punishment. Let somebody ask me, why are you doing it? Then I will explain. Prime Minister was looking at me and seeing somebody did not wear this dress. He must be another big person. See, he came and shook hand with me and then he was talking to me.
mm,
All the other people thought, what is this man? So being genuine
mm.
makes you more comfortable.
Okay.
If you're not genuine, some people become uncomfortable. I become so uncomfortable when I am not in my self mood of becoming what I am. Right? So you won't get adjusted very fast. You have to adjust. That is what people say. Yes, I have to adjust because I cannot do what I want. Right? That is true. But assume in my house, I cannot sit on my chair and put my leg on my table. That is how I want to relax. If I don't do it in my house, what do? I am becoming uncomfortable even in my place of stay. So what will happen? I am becoming depressed. So you have to use your liberty where it has to be. In all other places, you are acting. On the stage, you act, but when at home, you don't act, right?
Mm.
So you have to know how to balance this. If
Okay.
you don't balance, everywhere you try to act. That is why you are. Some places they act like a boss, another place immediately they will become normal. That is why somebody says, no, assume you want to see the real person, give him little more alcohol. He will come back to his original style.
Mm, mm,
They will forget their position. That is why parties are kept, right?
mm.
When parties are kept, people forget their designation. They will forget whom I am dealing with. The reality will come into when they become intoxicated. So everybody is simple, but if somebody is becoming so much sophisticated, they are becoming not simple. But being simple doesn't mean I don't have discipline. Don't take it in the other way. I will not, no, I am a simple person, I will come whenever I want. No, you should have a discipline, you should value the time of others. All that is your decorum, the style in which you work. So you can become empowered yourself internally, but externally you become very simple. But some people are, externally they are very simple, but internally they become very complicated. Understood? You, therefore, what will happen? They will fail immediately. They will fail. After some time, you understand this man is not what he is talking. That is what it says in different positions in the teaching position in India. Bharatiya Sankalpa, the traditional Indian knowledge. A great person is one who is an acharya. The word is called acharya. What is acharya? Acharya is one who practices what he says, what he does. It is not I am showing the way, you come on my way and see what I am doing and accept that what I am doing is the best thing. So you practice what you say. That is most important. That is what is to be done in life. But people don't do that. Understood? They don't find value of who is beside you, what is that they are doing, let me learn from something from him. If that is done, then you are an acharya. People have to be accepted as acharyas because they are practitioners. Now my new designation given by one of the great universities of India, YYCI University, is Professor of Practices. That's a new designation. I am a professor of practice. Right? So what I preach is what I am doing.
Okay.
That's a great recognition for saying that, yeah, you understood what you are doing and that is what you are saying. And what you are saying is what you are doing. That's called Professor of Practices.
Right.
So realize life is simple, but it is not to be complicated too much with over demanding expectations, over demanding power, position. Some people get power on their head, they think I am the greatest person. Actually nothing. Tomorrow they will lose their power.
It's true. It's true.
Correct. Nobody is in a seat for longer time.
No.
Understand, you will have to come back and become so natural, so original, so genuine. So power and position doesn't give you anything. Money doesn't give you anything. Money keeps changing. Some people become rich overnight. They will also lose their money.
Exactly.
Right? Fame also is like that. I can be so famous, but small mistake is good enough. When you become more and more famous, you have to be more and more cleaner. I cannot do what I want.
That's it. That's it.
When you are not famous, you can have more freedom.
Yes. Yes.
When you are more richer, you have less freedom. Correct? What is the best thing which everybody wants in life? Freedom. But what is that people aspire to become? Famous, rich. All that reduces your freedom. There is only one thing what gives freedom and which you can enjoy is knowledge. Right? There are 3 requirements for every human being. One is knowledge. Second one is power, position. Third one is richness, money. Vedandago brahmanahasya kshatriyo vijayi bhavet vaishyo dhana samardha shudra sukham apniyat. What everybody want ultimately is happiness. Only when your head is working, you think you are knowledgeable. Some people get head weight. They'll become so egoistic. Therefore, their happiness will be lost. You are losing happiness when you have more ego. When people get a lot of power and position, they lose their happiness.
Wow.
When they become so much rich, they become always behind money and they lose happiness.
Wow.
But what is that everybody want ultimately? Happiness. What everybody wants is happiness. But without knowledge, without power and position, without money, becoming happy is madness. Crazy fellows. They don't do anything, just become happy. That is dangerous. So empowering is making money, making power and position, having sufficient knowledge, but above all these together, you should have happiness.
And freedom.
And that freedom, that gives freedom. No, it doesn't give freedom.
Mm.
You are dependent on many people.
Amen.
But assume you wanted to add freedom, you should have spirituality with you,
Okay.
wisdom with you, so that you become happy. You don't care if somebody tells you are not good. Okay, your view, I am not good. Thank you, bless you. Let you have more wisdom tomorrow.
Mm. And we cannot
Correct?
and we cannot please everybody.
No, we cannot please everybody.
Level. You can only do your best.
Everybody will not come in our way.
Yeah.
So only will say, yeah, my age is this much, your age is this much, my ability is this much, this ability is you have. Let me pray that tomorrow you become wiser.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
This is my way. Take it or don't take it. It's up to you.
Yes.
Just ignore.
Mm.
Some young people think that they know everything in the world.
Mm.
Wonderful. You know everything in the world.
Mm.
But live some more time, you will realize you don't know anything about the world.
Amazing, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you so much for enlightening us on this because it's very important that we know what we're doing as a leader, And I like the way that you said that we need to balance it. If you want to really be a leader of people, managing people coming out of your comfort zone and taking risks, then you should be able to balance your
Balance, role, goal, values.
balance,
I have a role to play.
yes, and value.
I have a goal to achieve. I have my own values. My value system is this.
Goal,
Balancing that is role,
goals.
goal, values.
Mm.
Balancing this becomes my best life.
Mm.
Some people fail to balance it. That is where they have conflict, contradiction, problems, and all that.
Mm. 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 Thank you so much. Wow. You've really, I'm glad that we wait. It's worth waiting for you to come back and share with us in 2 ways. I mean, 2 days.
Yeah, I'll be off for next 10
I
days or
know,
so.
I know. So that
17th.
is why we're waiting for you to give us enough for us to
Sure.
sustain.
Sure. 17th I'll be back.
Thank you so much. So we will see you when you come back. We wish you safe journey and take good care of yourself, my.
Thank you. Love you so
Thank
much.
you so much, sir. Safe journey. God bless you.
Recording
Okay.
stopped.
Wow, what a wonderful teaching we've heard. Yes, I quickly went to have my breakfast, but I mean, I was here listening at the background. If you don't see me, I'm still here. I'm always here. I'm not away. I mean, I'm not anywhere. This is what I like to do. So my 100% focus is this platform. So,
Thank you.
but sometimes you still also need to take care of yourself. So I went to do a little bit of sandwich and other things and get myself going. So and I asked for permission from my mentor before I leave because I respect your time, I respect your presence, I respect your wisdom, I respect everything. So, and that is why
Thank you
my
so
mentor
much.
is mentor. My great leaders are my great leaders. Dr. Stephen, thank you so much for your patience. Dr. Supraya, I know you're supposed to start at 11:30, but you're starting soon. I just want him to reach.
DrTPS is always a good.
When the adults are talking, you want them to. You don't want them. You don't want to interrupt them in the middle. You want them to complete their statement. And that is why we were waiting for Professor Sasikuma to complete that statement because I know we will miss him for 2 weeks. So thank you so much for your patience. Okay,
Thank you so much.
let's move on. The time is rolling on. On behalf